I'm Bethany Scott here, and welcome to my channel. Today I am taking yet another little break from the tax doing of all the things and the accounting and all that entails. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're so lucky. Anyways, I wanted to show off one of my favorite all-time brands. It is the Not Too Shabby shop. I am enrolled in the Paper Pad Club of the month, and I saw the preview for this, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait. I love spring, and one of my favorite all-time stamp sets comes from Not Too Shabby. One of my favorite all-time spring stamp sets, I should say. It was a watering can. It was for Mother's Day, and little flowers coming out of it. And actually, there's another stamp set I really love that I've done some really great work with too, with a bunch of flowers. But anyways, I love spring themed stamps, and Not Too Shabby Shop is just one of those. Always knocks it out of the park when it comes to spring. So here, let's look at it. There is the stamp set. Speaking of stamp sets, the I Hope You Feel Better Soon. Oh, there's so many people I know that need that. Thinking of You, For You, Picked with Love, A Happy Spring Hello. Oh my gosh, that's cute. You Make Me Smile, Just Hopping By to Say Hello and Send a Little Spring Happiness. Ooh, so cute. Just hopping in to send some extra care and encouragement. These are really cute. I love the bunnies. My kids are probably going to take the stamp set off of my desk if I keep it on there too long. So I'm forewarning myself. Here's the ephemera. Let's just take a little gander here real quick. If I can open the package. It is not spring, not summer. We had 70-something degrees earlier this week, and now snow in the forecast. So we're just jumping all over the forecast. But I'm going to think spring and happy thoughts. Anyways, look at how cute these are. Huh, look at the little bow with the carrot. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just got really excited. I love bunnies. My kids are probably going to make some things with these. I already can tell. And the tulips. Yeah. I mean, Jamie and team, yes, absolutely. I am loving all of these. They are, oh my goodness. And the little basket. So cute. Absolutely adorable. This, because I still have yet to find my fussy cutting scissors, will be greatly appreciated when I am spring crafting. Definitely going to find some good uses. A little dragonfly. Oh my goodness. That'll be really hard to pick what to play with. I'm not gonna lie. It's very hard. So anyways, let's get to the fun part, which is the Paper Pad Club of the month. If you know me, I love paper. If you don't know me, I love paper. I have paper in my stash probably over 20 plus years old, because I've been paper crafting for 25-ish years. So definitely have a large stash. Oh, so pretty. I'm already gonna just start like pulling stuff that really speak to me out. There's a blue, really nice contrast, and on the opposite side, some ephemera. I'm gonna have to get my scanning cut out for that. I am not going to try to fussy cut with the giant scissors. Not that intricate, at least. I love the little flower cart with bows. On the other side is bunny ears on eggs. Oh my gosh. And then we have a little more Easter themed one with, oh, those beautiful florals. Wow, those are stunning. And let's see, we have some eggs, and on the opposite side is a really pretty watercolor stripe. Love it. And then this little zigzaggy, cute, like a hand-drawn Easter egg, and on the other side the same similar print, just a little different. Love it. All right. That paper pad is Petals and Promises. I love it, love it, love it. I'm going to fit that in later, as long as it doesn't fall off my desk. And you can see I'm still losing my voice a little bit. This paper pad is Easter plaids. I mean, Easter plaid. I dress my son up every year in plaid because why not? He's very cute in his plaid. But these are really, really fun. I love the blue plaid. This plaid is so cute. So much fun. The yellow. And these, I mean, if you mix them with the right things, they could be all year round. They do not need to be just for spring. But the purple and the yellow are perfect together. The pink. All right, and on the opposite side, we have the pink and blue, yellow, the rainbow. Ooh, I love the rainbow one. That one's cute. The purple and yellow and blue. Yeah. So I've kind of already pulled out some really fun stuff. Let's see. Got to think on my feet here. I'm trying to motivate myself to create things to sell. I sell year round a lot of my artwork. Hopefully this year I will actually sell my alcohol inking artwork, which I know some of you have actually seen me make some. And I make a lot of my art digitally, so then I put it on things like car coasters and different tumblers and cups and mugs. Okay, so I'm going to talk through this for about 3 seconds. I'm going to do 3 1/4. We're going to play with bordering by 5 1/2. That's what we're going to do on this one. And so I just, I'm trying to challenge myself to, when I do paper crafting now, to be a little bit more on the seller side, because I do sell a lot of my digital artwork. And so it's making me, it's forcing me to think a little different, and it's okay. I'm getting used to it. Oof, I need that plaid too. Okay. And then we'll do 4 inches. And so, you know, trying to think, what do people want to buy this time of year? What are people interested in seeing? Do they like, are they drawn to certain color schemes, that kind of stuff? And then just kind of thinking outside the box for that general market. And so I have been challenging myself to do that more often. I'm not saying it's perfect. There's a lot of market research that I could do. But I really enjoy what I've come up with. A lot of the design pieces I've chosen are like things like I would buy at a store. And when you can think that way, then it's kind of easy and fun just to say, hey, I thought this up. I used what I could see. Sorry, that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so full panel. And these are A2 size card bases that I'm working with. And so I'm trying to challenge myself to really just push the envelope and get out there and enjoy what I'm making, of course, but also really just seeing what I like and what I'm drawn to, and then becoming my own best customer. So making things that I'm like, sorry, that was 4 1/4 by 5 inches. So then making things that I'm really drawn to. And you know, I was asked recently by someone, because I do reselling as well, and I was recently asked by someone, and they were like, well, who is your ideal customer? And I was like, it's actually me, a working from home mom, loves their kids, loves their family, friends, wants to spoil everyone rotten, Yeah, that's my ideal customer. And it's funny because I had the customer that is me, but not me. Her kids are a little bit older than mine, but they're very similarly mannered and have very similar ideas. And so she and I go back and forth, and we design a lot of our things together. And like she'll come up with the idea, and then I just put it together digitally and then say, does this look good? Yes, no. And then we just have at it. And we have so much fun creating these things that her kids come up with, or she comes up with some stuff too. And it's so fun because, you know, I love seeing what other people can come up with. And then I'm just like, you know, I'm the tool that puts it all together and just enjoys celebrating their designs. And so this is just designing without thinking, which creates a more simple design aesthetic. But simple is sometimes so much better. I am personally, when I buy, I'm gonna 9 times out of 10 buy a clean and simple look. I am not one, I love mixed media. I love doing mixed media. I do buy mixed media. But if I'm at a store buying something for someone I love or care about, I tend to go towards the clean and simple. That's not always. Certain people in my life, no, they get they get the grunge. But I'm noticing that, you know, sometimes I'll over design what I'm creating, and then it's not that I'm not happy with what I've made. It's just I look at it and I go, could I have done something a little different? And it's not regret. It's like, could I have made this choice and liked it a little bit better? I don't know, you know? And so lately, I'm starting to think about those things when I'm creating cards or even just creating designs for other people. And the trend right now in the graphic design world is simple is better and retro is better. And so you'll see a lot of throwbacks to the 90s or the 80s where, you know, and it's so weird to say that that's retro, but it's retro. As a child of the 80s and 90s, yeah, it's very strange to hear retro being combined with that. But here we are calling the 80s and 90s retro. But it's just interesting that that's the design aesthetic lately is, I'm going to come back and play with some of these other plaids. Mark my words. But for now, we're starting with this. And I love so many different design aspects. And so when I get a card kit or I get a paper pad club of the month or stamp set or embossing folder, whatever it is, I try to remember, okay, what are my roots? What are things that I would want to buy? And then I kind of start designing from there. And so I don't know if any of you have noticed, those of you who have been around for a while, I'm starting to do that more often, where I am designing a little bit more simpler and cutting the fat. Not saying I'm not going to do a full die cut scene ever again. I will definitely do a full cut die scene again, or do a full alcohol inked masking scene. But I am currently in that era of just enjoying the simplicity of a really good paper pad, the simplicity of a really good ephemera or sentiment set. Like little things like that just really make me feel like excited about what I'm doing and designing and drawing. And so I'm going to use the stamp once And then I have a few foiled ephemera, or not ephemera, excuse me, a few foiled sentiments from the last few projects I've been doing. I just made a bunch of foiled sentiments all at once because I figure, hey, I need some grab and goes. I need to be able to just think and do sometimes. So I had the scrap paper. I've got my versified Claire. Yes, I am going to force myself to cut this out. I don't think I'm going to fussy cut it, but I will make sure that's a good impression. Whew, I love that stamp. Love it, love it, love it. And then using my giant scissors. And I'm going to keep it a straight cut. And it was not completely straight on the bottom, so thankfully I gave myself a little bit of space to correct that. There we go. All right, and getting that out of the way. Let's see, which one does that one? This one pops the most with that. So I'm going to do that with some foam tape here. As long as I haven't hidden my foam tape too far away. All right, the foam tape has been found once again, and I'm gonna keep it simple. I could distress it. I could add ephemera, but we're keeping this one simple. Illness is rampant this time of year. I have had so many conversations with so many different people about they got hit with this illness, then this illness. Now everyone's better. Or they're still in it. And I'm going to be a little bit above center because that visually pops the best. All right. That's one. And I think our family has gotten lucky. Like, we did get some illnesses going through here. Oh, that's so beautiful. See, I don't know. But we've done pretty well. It could have been worse. Just could have been so much worse. Few days off of school here and there from I think both of the girls, yeah. At least one time around. For each girl. And so it's just been an interesting season. Oh, she's so cute. That one's there. That little guy's gonna go there. And then I cannot pass up this little bunny. This little bunny is just so cute. And think, does this one pop? I'm just playing around. This is how we're gonna do that one. Okay, so the rest of these are all gonna have the ephemera, and I'm gonna throw a few little sentiments, pre-foiled sentiments. So I foiled this. It was toner foil from, I believe it was Simon Says Stamp. Yes, that was a set from that. And so I just pre-foiled a bunch of things, and we're going to keep with the foam tape here that I've now lost on my desk. Tricky little buggers. But foam is life, of course, and why not? When you can put foam on things, put foam on things. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's totally fine. But I'm going to place the sentiment on the lower third. And this little bunny, she's reading her little poem and thinking of whoever gets this card. That's my thing. That's my take on her little little look. And some of these I might not put sentiments on quite yet, or we'll add them later. But she's just so cute. So card number 2, done. All right, card number 3. I feel like we need a "You are the best." I think that's a pretty good sentiment. And this one's in an opal holographic. So that one's just so cute. And then more foam tape. Because when you're on a trend, you keep going with the trend. So we last week did have some illnesses still lingering. I, in fact, actually had a 3-day migraine. That was not fun. But alas, I survived somehow and didn't get too far behind on all of the things. We do have a craft fair coming up. Besides all the business taxes and all of the other chaos things happening. But I hopefully will figure out how to make it all happen. Doing inventory for the business before a craft fair forces you to actually look at, okay, what did I make? What sold? What didn't sell? Why didn't it sell? You know, analyzing your work. And it's good to see, because sometimes you love the things you're making. All right, number 3 is done. I love it. So, like, sometimes you just love the things you're making, but people don't buy it. And then you're like wondering, why don't they buy it? And then that one right person comes right along. That was the last craft fair we did. Someone came along and I was like, oh, we're going to use the hello friend because that's just cute. And they bought things, or several people bought things that to me, I was like, I'm never going to get rid of this. It's never going to sell. And people were just picking up some of those items that I was like, yeah, I kind of had lost some hope on them. And so it's really nice and comforting to know that the work that you're most critical about creating really wasn't a waste of time, energy, and materials. And so, you know, for me, that just means don't give up. What you've made for this group of people may not be what they want, and the next group of people may want it. We've had successful craft shows that walking in, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a dud. And an hour in, I'm like, I take that back. This is not a dud. And then there's others where it was really promising. We thought things would like just fly off the shelves, and then no, nothing really. And so you just never know. And you just kind of go, all right, this one we're going to win on, and this one we're not. And that's it. All right. I think I had Hello Friend on that one. I think I might just leave this one sentimentless and let the ephemera be the star of the show. I think that's what I'm going to do. And call it a day. So, all of that to say, this is my crafty half-hour break. And I can feel good about what I've made because I've made something or made things that I feel like if I saw this at a store, I would totally grab them. And it speaks a lot to companies like Not Too Shabby, where they make really good paper and really good stamp sets and kits and all of the things. And it's great because it takes the thinking out. Like, I spent more time thinking about what I was saying to you all than actually thinking about crafting because I mean, just look at these. They're so cute, so pretty, and simple. And marketable and definitely something that I would see at a bigger box store, which we don't shop those, but we do. And I might pick them up too because they're just so cute and so fun. So, anyways, I hope you've found a little bit of inspiration and you've enjoyed the chats because I always enjoy the chats. I love sharing the stories. I love catching you all up on all the things. The kids are great. They're in school. We're registering for summer school already. Ugh. I was not excited to do that, but excited because they had specific requests, and I was just like, well, hopefully we get in. We're going to put in our application and see what happens. So other than that, everything is going well. Just a lot going on all at once. And if you could, please fill out the giveaway link below because I have extended it through March 17th because life is lifing and tax season and all of that. So I'm just going to extend it, leave the stress off for myself to draw names because I was going to draw names on the 8th. That has not happened. So here we are. I'm extending the giveaway so more of you can get in on it. And yeah, there's just a lot going on with my Mary Kay business. It's my 3-year anniversary, so I'm doing a big sale there as well. Link down below, of course, if you are not a Mary Kay shopper, but you know someone who loves Mary Kay and loves a good deal, please share the link with them as well. And I think that wraps about the bulk of everything up. I know there's always something going on with us, but I just enjoy this little crafty time I can share out with all of you, and hopefully it brings you some inspiration and just, some brightness and joy to your day. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to find the joy in your day and happy making. Bye!